Hello everybody, SurfaceThat here. Welcome to my first episode in Bukkit plugin development. In this episode, we're going to set up the project and create our first Java plugin class. So we're going to dive right in. We're going to create a new Java plugin. We're going to call it Java project. We're going to call it YouTube Tutorials. And we're going to download Craft Bukkit, beta build, or whatever you want to do. If you want to do the dev build, which is a bit more stable, well, not stable, but it has a bit more features. This is the beta build, more stable. This is the only one for 1.7.2. If you're making a plugin for 1.6.4, I don't know why you would want to, because new version out, hello, but you could download a recommended build. So I already have it installed, and I have it downloaded, and I have it in my clipboard, so I'm just going to paste it. And my fan's breaking, 1 second. Okay, so now that we got our project set up here, I'm going to create a new class, and we're going to put it in the package. The package structure is based on your website. So if you have a website, it would, like, let's say bob.com, it would be com.bob and then your project name. But if you don't have a website, if you're working alone, you could do me.myname.plugin. If you have an email address, you do what mail provider it had. For example, if you have bob@aol.com, it would be aol.bob.blah. Or gmail.bobby.blah. But since I have have kind of a website, I'll do com.galaxinarealms.youtube. And I'm going to call this main. What is main? Well, it's basically the main class of the project here. So we're going to make it extend Java plugin. And what did I do? I forgot to put this in the project. So you're going to right click on the project. We're going to go down to properties. And we're going to add jars. Add Craft Bukkit here. And you can even add the Java doc, which is http://jd.bukkit.org/API docs. And now we can import that. And it'll say down here in our Java doc tab, represents Java plugin. Oh really? I could never have guessed. So the most important methods here are on enable and on disable. And you can see, if you type it right, if you go over here, you'll see green triangles. Also, in these, we can do many things. This is run when the plugin is enabled, and this is run as the plugin is disabled or the server is stopping. We're going to write something basic in here. We're going to put get logger, this will log to console.info. And we're going to put, we're going to put a message here. We're going to put enabled YouTube tutorials plugin by SurfaceThat. So this will send a message to console and say it enabled YouTube tutorials plugin by SurfaceThat, or put your name here. And this, when the plugin is enabled, it will log to console. And now when it disables, we're going to put get logger. We're going to put a warning message here. We're going to say, oh no, you seem to have disabled YouTube tutorials. You're making a huge mistake. I demand you Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Yeah, that's our disabling message. So this is called when it's enabled, and this is called when it disables. But what if we want to add a command? Well, there's a method for that too. It's called onCommand. It's public boolean onCommand, and it takes these arguments: a command sender, a command, label, which is the well, let's see. The sender is the person who sent it, whether it's a player, the console, or a command block. Command, the command object that was called. A label, which is the string representation of the command that the user typed. And it doesn't have a slash in front of it. And then the arguments are the things typed after the command. So that's it. You can get rid of this override if you want, and it'll return true. So we're going to create a command here. It's actually fairly easy. So we're going to type if label, which is the string name. It should be command name, maybe. So if command name dot equals ignore case command, then we will say if the sender let's do if the sender is not an instance of a player, then we'll say sender.send message chat color.red. You must be a human to use this command. And then we'll return true. So wow, a lot of stuff happened there. So let's go over this. So this if statement detects if the sender is a player. It can be three things: a player, a console, and a command block. Now, I don't know how to check if it's only a console or only a command block yet, because I'm still fairly new to this. I've only known it for a few weeks, but I'm in a few months, but I know a lot. So if it's not a player, then it will say, it'll send a message. It'll do sender.send message and it will say you must be a human to use this command, but it'll say it in red. Why? Because we have this chat color.red right here, and chat color.red turns it red. There's a lot of other chat colors. There's we can see them all here. Blue, there's aqua, there's all these. Well, we're gonna make it red. You can see all of them. Oops. They're all here in the code. Oh yeah, right here. It'll show in the outline. It'll say black, dark blue, dark green, dark aqua, dark red, dark, and all the others. So now so another thing is this return true right here. What is this return statement? As you'll learn later, we set a usage in the plugin.yml file, and it'll say it'll have the command, once it's determined, will have to have a usage child, and that will be the error message when this returns false. When it returns true, it means the command was successful in learning, and if it's false, then it'll show the usage message. Now, if there's an error right here, then why do I return true? Well, they don't necessarily have a usage problem, because if we set the usage to the proper usage is /command, and the error is you must be a human, telling them that this is the wrong way to use the command is not relate to this. So we return true, so it won't show them as annoying and out of place usage message. Now we're going to check if the I don't know what that was, but if this so now that we have checked this, we can check for permissions, but we're gonna do that in a later episode. Now that the command is okay, we'll do sender.send message chat color.gold. I like gold. This command is amazing, and then we'll let it send, it'll finish and it'll go here. Now remember that when we type return, it'll stop reading the method. So this return true will not let it send them this. So we're done. Now to export it, we do right click here, select export. Oh no, I forgot the plugin.yml. Sorry. So now click on your src folder and create a new file, call it plugin.yml. And I have a YML editor installed, which you can get at the Eclipse Marketplace right here. You can just search for, once it loads here. Well, you can search YML, oh here it is, YML editor. YML editor, where is it? YAML editor, sorry. YAML editor, YAML editor. And it will come up, it should be the first one. Weird. Mine is called, oh yeah, YEdit. It's called YEdit. Now that we have it here, you can open this in the external text editor, but it's gonna be called name. There's gonna be a lot of things we have to type in here that'll tell the server and the bucket and people who type /version, whatever the name is. We have to tell it the name, which will be YouTube plugin, the version, which will be 1.0, the main. Now main is the main class, the main Java plugin here. So it'll be the package, so column.galaxy.realms.youtube, and it'll be the class name, so it'll be main. It's case sensitive. Now we can use some optional arguments here. Description will be well, actually we have Bukkit has a really nice guide here. It's at wiki.bukkit.org/plugin.yml. It has all the required arguments. This is a example. So we can do, this is an epic YouTube plugin for YouTube tutorials. And we'll say the author. We could do authors and author. If there's only one author, we could do just your name. Or if there are multiple authors, we could put it in the YAML list. But since there's only one author here, we're gonna put my name. So author surface that. And we could do, that's pretty much it. You can also specify a website, which will be, this will also be shown on when they type /version YouTube plugin, or however it is. YouTube plug, I don't know how Bukkit does the spaces, but this will all be shown to the user. And then there's something else we could type, commands. This is really long. Commands is this YAML node here will basically, you have to include all the commands that the plugin has. So commands, then you could put it's kind of like because YAML bases on a hierarchy. I'll get more in depth with that later. But right now we're just gonna type the command name. So we're gonna do commands. Under it we're gonna commands. Command. And that's the command. That's the name of the command here. If it was typed fagurgle, then we would put fagurgle. But since it's command, we put command. So here we could put a description for the command, which is maybe shown for a help message. This command sends you a message, and we could the famous usage. And we're done. So thank you for watching. In the next episode, we're going to cover exporting, because this is way too long here. 45 minutes, wow, I think, so far. But next time we're going to export it, we're going to test it on my server. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. You might want to teach them how to code so you're not as lonely when you're coding your own plugins. Just a tip. So thanks for watching. See ya. Bye-bye.